Welcome. It's Citizen Sears here, and it's time to go over more of my CGC December bulk returns. That's it. Intro short, quick. Let's get into it. It's I was pulling this stuff out of the box. It looks like it's mostly English for the first two boxes at least. Oh, a banger card right off the bat. Charizard GX Hidden Fates. This is like the most common Charizard you get from the set. Probably insanely high population in every company. Next up, Lantis Charizard. This is the 25th anniversary or celebrations in English promo card. It was just, it's a Charizard card. It's a promotional. I don't know how this released in Japan. This might even be in Japanese. It just, it's nice artwork. So it's one of those things where I mentioned it in the last return video for this same submission. A big part of this sub was just grading popular Pokemon in kind of a bulk, just grading popular Pokemon in bulk, and that's definitely just going to be a lot of Charizards. It's a little rough. It's a nice looking card. Where is the issue that's giving it an 8? I have no clue. Maybe surface? The lighting is very weird today. I don't know if it's just because it's cloudy right above my house, but I'm not really getting that much natural light in. I can't really see what the issue that would have brought this to an 8 is. I'll definitely have to inspect that more. But that's like a rough one. 9 is really, you pretty much need to get a 9 or greater in these cards, in my opinion, to be able to make any semblance of a margin. Anything below 8.5, 8, sometimes you get 7.5. I got a couple 7.5s on, I think the Greninja Gold Star. Those you're lucky if you can get back the cost of grading. Let's see. Going back to 9s. 8.5. I don't know how many I submitted. How many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them in this pile. Oh, and then some. I graded some Japanese 25th anniversary. I think I have celebrations cards in here too, but I had quite a bit of the Mews. I purchased, I think, mostly Mew, Garchomp. Oh, look at that pristine 10 in the Mew. Yeah, I like how they do it too. They say the set that it's supposed to be from. I think P.S.A. does the same thing on the label. They'll say the original set that the card is from on it, which I think is a nice touch. You don't really need it, because realistically they are just technically part of the celebration set as a whole, but it is just a nice detail. Sorry if I sound very strange. I feel very right now we're in that weird period, that transitional period, so my allergies are just going crazy right now, so I'm very congested, but I still want to get these videos out. 2 10s in the Mew EX. This is probably just one of the nicer ones to get 10 in. I just have a lot of these Mews because, I don't know, Mew is same thing with the Charizard. It's probably one of the more popular Pokemon you can get in celebrations. I really do think this Mew EX is very, maybe not undervalued, but I think this is probably the better card, or one of the best cards to grade from the whole set. Just so solid. Oh, I graded a lot. 5 9.5s and then 2 10s, so at least 7 of them. All right, we graded 8 of them. Let's see. Oh, and then we're switching over to Garchomp level X's. This looks okay. Obviously, a pristine 10 is a nice grade. And you'll notice too, if you've been watching the past couple of returns, just the increased rate of 10s. It's not, for me personally, it's not a. Actually, no. For me, it's a massive increase. I think over the past. I remember reading something last night from P.S.A fan. Oh, look at that perfect 10 Garchomp level X, and you could see too. I got no subgrades on this whole submission. Without the subgrades, you obviously get nothing there. But if they deem it to be worthy of a perfect 10, they will include the subgrades for free. So that's just something to consider. I get questions too of why I submit in bulk. Not why I submit in bulk. Why I submit bulk, no subgrades. And I've mentioned this in the past. It's just the cost of grading with CGC right now is too expensive. If you look at a lot of these cards, I don't really think most of the cards on this table are worth more than $40, right? Maybe the Lantis Charizard might be like a $30 card. The Garchomp C's, the Mews, those might be 40 and the 9.5. Maybe, on a bad day, 30, 35. To pay for subgrades, I mean, that's $9 extra on every single one of these cards. Like, that's personally too much for me to be shelling out. Um, and if you just think, I do think that if you're grading most of this stuff for your own collection, subgrades are a really nice touch. Um, but when you take it from my perspective of just trying to be a volume seller and trying to grade as much product as possible to constantly have new inventory, I just really can't justify the cost of adding the subgrades. I'm paying over, not over, like 50. I'm adding almost 100% extra to my cost per card, almost doubling my submission cost. Next up, we have some Gardevoir EXs, just 9.5, something special here. Solid. Really would have been pretty nice to get one of these in a 10, considering I got the other Celebrations cards that I submitted 10s. Starting off with one last Gardevoir. And this stuff, too, is... I like the stuff that I graded here. Nice mix. Oh, another 10. Not a very valuable card to get a 10 on, but maybe, there's a small premium for CGC 10, now that people realize how hard they are to come by. So maybe you can get a decent price for this. I think this is probably just a bunch of Hidden Fates. I guess Baby Shinies. 9. Dedenne. I picked these up in a card shop in Houston, Texas, when I was there for the last Collecticon. I only paid like maybe a couple dollars, maybe $2 each for the Baby Shinies. In hindsight, these cards have gone down quite a bit, but I thought they'd be good. I mentioned in the previous return video for this, I don't know how these videos will be spaced out if there's stuff in between, that I had gotten approved for Whatnot selling. So I am going to probably start streaming fairly regularly on there. That's my plan, to move some inventory. Such a good card. Sadly, the lighting is poor, so you can't really see the nice details. But a lot of these cards that I get back, like these, maybe not so much, but the Baby Shinies, a lot of the Celebrations promos, I think that type of stuff, from what I can tell, it does... People seem to like it on Whatnot. I was watching some Whatnot live streams, I think 2 nights ago now, with a couple of friends, and we were just seeing what people were pulling out of their bags there. Such a good card. These, honestly, these Greninja Gold Toys are kind of hard to grade. A lot of them are damaged at the packaging too. Widening. A lot of them I noticed were very off-center. They're crimped. So 9 is a pretty good grade for me to get. I think I bought like 40 of them from TCG Player. 30 of them came with actual either dents or like I guess almost like, I don't know what you call it, where one of the corners is kind of pushing in. I guess you could say it's a dent. Yeah, they're kind of hard to find in mint gradable condition. So I keep getting distracted. What I'm trying to say is, the story I'm trying to say is I was watching Whatnot with a couple friends, and we were just watching this guy sell like these random graded card packs. And this is nothing against a specific seller or even like the buyers, but for what he was selling his packs for, like what he was selling the mystery bags for in his stream, and then the cards that people were pulling out of them, like they were pulling CGC 8.5 non-hollow Celebrations McDonald's promo. So realistically, it's like less than a 20-cent card raw, graded in at 8.5, nothing that impressive. And people, I don't know if they're happy to get that, but people are accepting of it. And to me personally, I feel like I can offer a much better value with like selling stuff on Whatnot. And I don't know if this is because a lot of Whatnot streamers that I've noticed, at least, are buying cards already graded. So it's pretty much one person is grading it, and then they sell it for a very slight margin to a Whatnot streamer, and then that Whatnot streamer is making their margin. It's almost like direct to consumer is where I think I could benefit. So like this whole push for DTC, direct to consumer businesses, where you just save on the overhead of having to wholesale stuff out, so you have a better margin for your consumer or your purchaser. And I think that's like what I could do is, I obviously grade everything myself. Like I pay my own grading submissions. I do the forms myself. Everything is handled by me. So I pretty much have the lowest cost into grading for everything. I genuinely think that like this is good stuff. Gardevoir EX, it's the English version. You just saw the Japanese. Honestly, to me, the Japanese has grown on me a lot. I don't particularly like this. I've always had this opinion. I don't like the 25th anniversary stamp. It's a little ugly. Ooh, Jinx from Legendary Collection. I believe I picked these up at the Houston Collecticon as well last October. So we have the Jinx in a 7. That's a pretty solid grade for that. Dark Persian Reverse Hollow 8.5. That's an amazing grade. If you know Legendary Collection, you know how hard it is to preserve with that confetti pattern. 8.5 there. Last card in this pile. Just a random Mewtwo EX from Celebrations. Nothing spectacular. This is probably actually, this might not be the worst card in the submission. Those baby shinies might not be too good. This box seems like it's mostly Japanese new back. 7.5 Politoed. This is probably not a card you really want to get in 7.5. Might be able to get back like the cost of grading there. It is what it is. Ice Guy Shaman from the 11th movie set. This is just like a folder that comes with a couple of set promo cards. It's nice artwork with a cool hollow border, very similar to like EX or Level X. Charizard G. This is from the Charizard Garchomp half deck. I think this was one of like the first Charizard cards I ever graded with CGC over. I think I picked up for this card. I think I bought in Japan. I bought the Charizard G and the Charizard G Level X. This is like one of the first like flips I ever did. I bought this card and the Level X for $16 on auction, and I think they both graded 9.5. I obviously sold it for quite a bit more than that. And damn, I gotta buy more stuff on auction. Look at auctions more often. 8.5 Venusaur, Beat of the Frontier. Nice artwork. Venusaur is just another popular card. Same thing with the Charizards that I grade. This, I mean, besides that Politoed at the very beginning of this box, this past like overall submission, my Japanese grades have been a lot higher. Like the return I got back right before this, I got killed on grades. Lots of 6s, lots of 7s. Maybe not lots of 6s, lots of 7s, 7.5s. And I realized that the stuff that I had submitted was just not pre-graded well. I very much think I grabbed a pile of cards that I was supposed to sell raw or set aside. I just got mixed up in my grading stuff. Because like this submission I sent afterwards, and the quality is much higher. Like, I mean, not really 9, 5, 10 worthy stuff, but you have to realize these are older cards. Like this Leafeon from Dawn Dash is 15 years old at this point. These are older cards, and they're still very affordable. And I don't know, just I'm accepting of these cards in 859. That's really what I expected these to grade. I just love this artwork here. So much detail. Really, you've heard me say time and time again, the hollow pattern is just so gorgeous on these cards. The Axis normal form. Another one. I'm sorry about this lighting. It's casting a big shadow on everything. Not much I can do to move the sun. Regigigas from Stormfront. Not the most popular, but yeah, these cards, I'm just happy to get them in good grade. Getting them back in like a 7.5 is not a very exciting prospect. You know, I wait months to get them back, and I just do a poor job pre-grading. But based off of this submission, it does seem like I know how to pre-grade my cards. If like the average is 859 for cards that are over 10 years old, I don't think that's bad. I am curious though, what percentage of my CGC 9s would grade P.S.A 10. I go through my 9s after I scan them. Most of the time I just go through and check what issues they're being docked for. One of the benefits to having subgrades is obviously you can get like the actual, you know, the information on the 4 parts of the card that they're checking. But for me, I don't value the subgrades that much, especially at their cost. But it's also like I can kind of just look at a card and try to tell for myself. You know, you'll obviously see widening on the corners or edges, but a lot of my 9s are, to me, they're very, very clean cards. And it's still the case. While they're giving out more 10s, I think that's more so they're going lighter on the 9.5s, not that they're going lighter on the 8s and the 9s, if that makes sense. I think I'm explaining that well. I guess we'll have to see. And I guess, I say I guess a lot. A way you could look at that too is based off of the population report growth. If we're seeing a decline in the amount of 9.5s and an increase in the amount of 10s, I think you could kind of make some educated guesses on where they're getting these new 10s from. Piplup, same thing, 11th movie promo as that Shaman, and ending on a really solid Torterra. 9.5. Just a beautiful hollow. I love this artwork too. Torterra was my first starter in Pearl, so this Pokemon just holds like a very special place for me. Yeah, that was it. This was a pretty good box. A nice mix of stuff that I don't like. I don't have any of these cards that I just unboxed listed. I don't have any of these for sale. Besides, I think the Greninja Gold Star and the Moltres Aptos Hidden Fates promo. But everything else is like fresh inventory, nice selection, and a healthy balance of English, Japanese. So I have stuff to kind of target both markets, old and new. It's good. This was a really good amount of stuff to open. But that's it. Thanks for watching. And as always, if you see anything you like, let me know, and have a nice one.